In this class, we are going to see about the adaptation of plants. Epiphytes. Epiphytes are plants which grow on other plants. They use the supporting plants only as a shelter and not for water or food supply. These epiphytes are commonly seen in tropical rainforests. Morphological adaptation. Root, stem, is extensively developed. These roots may be of two types. They are clinging roots and aerial roots. Clinging roots fix the epiphytes firmly on the surface of the supporting objects. Aerial roots are green colored roots which may hang downwardly and absorb moisture from the atmosphere with the help of a spongy tissue called velamen. Stem of some epiphytes are succulents and develop pseudobulb or tuber. Generally, the leaves are lesser in number and may be fleshy and leathery. Myrmecophily is a common occurrence in the epiphytic vegetation to prevent the predators. The fruits and seeds are very small and usually dispersed by wind, insects, and birds. Anatomical adaptations. Multi-layered epidermis is present inner to the velamen tissue. The peculiar exodermis layer is present. Presence of thick cuticle and sunken stomata greatly reduce transpiration. Succulent epiphytes contain well-developed parenchymatous cells to store water. Psychological adaptation. Special absorption process of water by velamen tissue. There are halophytes. There are special types of halophytic plants which grow on soil with high concentration of salts. Halophytes are usually found near seashores and estuaries. The soils are physically wet but physiologically dry. As plants cannot use salt water directly, they require filtration of salt using physiological process. This vegetation is also known as mangrove forest and the plants are called mangroves. Morphological adaptations. The temperate halophytes are herbaceous, but the tropical halophytes are mostly bushy. In addition to the normal roots, many slit roots are developed. A special type of negatively geotropic roots called nematophores with nematodes are get sufficient aeration are also present. They are called breathing roots. Example, Avicennia. Presence of thick cuticle on the aerial part of the plant body. Leaves are thick, entire, succulent and glossy. Some species are aphyllous, that is, without leaf. Viviparous mode of seed germination is found in halophytes. Anatomical adaptations. Epidermis cell of stem is heavy cutinized, almost squarish, and are filled with oil and tannins. Star-shaped sclerites and H-shaped heavy thickened spicules that provide mechanical strength to the cortex are present in the stem. The leaves may be dorsally or isobilateral with salt secreting glands. Physiological adaptations. High osmotic pressure exists in some plants. Seeds germinate in the fruits while on the mother plant itself. So this type of germination is called as vivipary. Dispersal of fruits and seed. Both fruits and seeds possess attractive color, odor, shape and taste needed for the dispersal by birds, mammals, reptiles, fish, ants and insects, even earthworm. The seed consists of an embryo, stored food materials, and a protective covering called seed coat. As seeds contain miniature but dormant future plants, their dispersal is an important criteria for distribution and establishment of plants over a wide geological area. The dissemination of seeds and fruits to various distance from the parent plant is called seed and fruit dispersal. It takes place with the help of ecological factors such as wind, water, and animal. Seed dispersal is a regeneration process of plant population and a common mean of colonizing new areas to avoid seedling level competition and from natural enemies like herbivorous, frugivorous. Frugivorous means the animal which feed on fruits and pathogens. Fruit maturation and seed dispersal is influenced by many ecological unfavorable conditions such as season, suitable environment, and seasonal availability of dispersal agents like birds, insects, etc. Seeds require agents for dispersal which are crucial in plants community dynamics in many ecosystems around the globe. They offer many benefits to communities such as food and nutrients, migrations of seeds across habitats, and helps spreading plant genetic diversity. Dispersal of wind. Dispersal by wind is otherwise called as anemochory. The individual seeds or the whole fruit may be modified to help for the dispersal by wind. Wind dispersal of fruits and seed is quite common in tall trees. The adaptation of the wind dispersed plants are minute seeds. Seeds are minute, very small, light, and with inflated covering wings. Seeds or whole fruit are flattened to form a wing. Example, maple. Feathery appendages. Seeds or fruits may have feathery appendages which greatly increases their buoyancy to disperse to high altitudes. Sensor mechanism. The fruits of many plants open in such a way that the seeds can escape only when the fruit is violently shaken by a strong wind. Example, poppy. Dispersal by water. It is otherwise called as hydrochory. Dispersal of seeds and fruits by water usually occur in those plants which grow in or near water bodies. Adaptation of hydrochory are Ocanical receptacle with prominent air space. Presence of fibrous mesocarp and light pericarp. Seeds are light, small, provided with aerial which encloses air. The fruits may be inflated. Seeds by themselves may not float, may be carried by wind current. Dispersal by animals. Birds and mammals, including human beings, play an efficient and important role in the dispersal of this fruit and seeds. They have the following device: hooked fruits. The surface of the fruits are seeds have hooks, barbs, spines, by means of which they adhere to the body of animals or clothes of human. Sticky fruits and seeds. Some fruits have sticky glandular hairs by which they adhere to the fur of grazing animals. Some fruits have whisked layer which adhere to the beak of the bird which eat them, and when they rub them onto the branch of the tree, they disperse and germinate. Fleshy fruits. Some fleshy fruits with conspicuous colors are dispersed by human beings to distant places after conception.